This is Egerton Castle. We've come today to bring you a very good short and coverage about Egerton Castle. We got interested about this coverage because remember, February 14 is coming. That's Valentine's Day, and we saw it's connected to something about the history of this castle, where this guy got rejected by this lady who later on won the heart of a man. It's down in the south in Australia. So guys, come with me, watch, follow as the castle gets introduced and how it started, how this guy got rejected and depressed and died a very poor in heart man, but wealthy in his pocket. Hello.
Yeah, so I'm Kelvin and welcome to the Lord Egerton's Castle. So this is the man, Lord Maurice Egerton. So the man who wanted to use the house to impress his fiancée, the woman he wanted to marry. So the name Egerton was a family name. He was Maurice Egerton. He was born in 1875 in the UK. So the father was Alan Egerton and the mother was Anna Taylor. So Maurice Egerton is the only member of Egerton's family who settled here in Kenya. So he came to Kenya in 1920s with the British government when they were compensating their ex-servicemen. And he was one of them. He served in the Royal Navy in UK, he retired, then he was given this land under the British ex-soldiers settlement scheme by the British government. So this was the set of that land. And it was stretching from here to as far as Nakuru town, from here to as far as Njoro, from here to a place called Salga and Kabarak. So all around, this was like the center of that land. So initially it had a radius of between 20 to 25 kilometers. So Maurice Egerton reached here, he built his first house, a 2-roomed house. Then years later, a second house, a 6-roomed cottage. So they are just within the compound, the first and the second house on this other side. And in that second house, that is where Maurice Egerton invited his fiancée for the first time. So the lady was part of the British monarch. She was like a princess. And when she was invited in that second house, the lady rejected that house. It was too small because of the class difference. And she was comparing the 6-roomed house to a bird's nest because her standard could not fit there. So the lady went back. So Maurice Egerton decided to import materials to come up with this house to try to impress the same lady. So everything was imported except for stones. Stones were from Nairobi, Njiru, and sand from around Lake Victoria. But wood, glasses, steel, roofing tiles were imported from Britain and Italy. Then labor was also imported from the Britons, the Italians, and the Red Indians. So the construction of this house started from 1938 and it was completed in 1954. So it took close to 16 years to come up with this because of the slow transportation. Transport by that time was too slow. The World War II outbreak, 1939, 1945, so it made the construction to delay for almost 6 years, and the details of the workmanship also took time. So all that time where the lady was, she lost hope of waiting, and in between there, the lady got hooked up to another person and she got married. After the completion of the house, Maurice Egerton decided to organize an opening party. So in that party, he invited the same lady. So the same princess came, but she only came to confirm what was meant for her and how it looked like. So in short, she only came to see the house, not the owner. So she came, she saw the house, but she was not impressed because according to her, it was not up to the standard that she was expecting. So she said that Maurice Egerton has graduated or moved from a bird's nest into a horse's stable. Then the lady went back. So that is the frustration or the disappointment that made him to declare all his properties, the house, the compound, to be a no-go zone for women. So he never wanted to interact with any lady afterwards, and that's how he ended up without marrying. So Maurice Egerton never married in his entire life. So he stayed here up to 1958 when he died, and all that time Maurice Egerton continued with farming. So farming was one of the main reasons why he decided to settle here in Kenya. So he was a farmer and he needed more land for farming. So by 1939, he had already started the Egerton Farm School. So the current Egerton University, so that is where he used to take a class about farming. So he even developed industries in Nakuru town, like he had a tannery factory for the leather products. Currently it's known as Nakuru Tanners. There's Nakuru Blankets. He had a sisal mill factory, a cheese factory. So those were some of the properties that used to keep him busy. While in this house, he employed African workers, and they were men only. So they were staying at the backside in the staff quarters, but he lived alone. So by 1958, when Maurice Egerton was dying, he was the last in the line. He was the last Egerton. So when he died, the lineage, the Egertons, ended with him. So Egertons no longer exist. And he was buried in a cemetery. It's within Nakuru town. That is where the grave is. So causes of his death was old age. Remember, 1875, 1958, he was about 83 years when he died. And he was also depressed because of the disappointment from the lady. And he also had chest complications. So that is just a brief summary about his introduction. So we shall learn some more as we proceed together in the house. So this is the family tree, the Egerton's family tree. It is arranged the way the baronship title was flowing in the lineage. So for you to get the baronship title, is either you inherit the title or you will be appointed by the monarch. And the first baron of Egerton was the grandfather, William Tarton. The second was the uncle, Wilbraham Egerton. The third was the father, Alan de Tarton. Then Maurice Egerton was the fourth to get the baronship title, and the last because he had no heir. So that's how the lineage ended with him in 1958. So generally the house has about 52 rooms. That is, if you go door to door, so every door counts, even if it's a washroom, a corridor, a bathroom, where there is a door, that is a room. Then it has 4 floors, and we are standing on the first floor. So this is the first floor. It goes like that to the topmost, the 4th floor. Then below us there is the ground level, and all the rooms at the ground floor were his stores. We used to keep wine, coal, boiler rooms, all at the ground floor. So this was the reception. This is where his visitors were received. So the biggest room in the house, the ballroom. So the ballroom, this was for parties where he used to host his visitors for entertainment. So remember, the property was outbound for women, so even the parties for men only. And they were using organ to entertain the visitors. So organ is the combination of the keyboard and this side in here where the pipes are. So the keyboard was played there, the sound was produced in here. And it was as loud as 4 kilometers away. Yeah. So this was the system, music instrument, the organ. Yeah. So the lion and the arrows, that is the family crest, the logo to represent the baronship title for the Egerton's family, like a family coat of arms. Then this was the fireplace, the green part, marble stone, it was also imported. The closets were for displays, so his collection, his trophies, he used to display them in the closets. Then these are some of the Egerton's family photos. So Maurice Egerton is here. These 2 photos, Maurice Egerton. Then this was the mother, Anna, the father, Alan de Tarton, the uncle, Wilbraham Egerton, and their family home in England, where he came from. So he tend to look alike because this is a replica of their home in England. He's trying to follow the idea. But in terms of size, the home in England is bigger. It is almost 4 times bigger compared to this. And since the family does not exist, also the same home in England is open to public. So it's like a museum. Here for communication, radio transmitters, communication, telephones as old as 1931. Yeah. Telephone. Then a wireless phone as early as 1950s. They had a wireless, but short range, just communicating within his compound. Then he was also among the first aviators in Britain, and he knew the Wright brothers, so he worked with them. Maurice Egerton, he was among the first aviators in Britain. Yeah, so he worked with the Wright brothers. Then when they were visited by the Prince and the Princess of Wales, then this is in 1900 when they hosted a house party at their home in England. Then these are the Royal Guards. The same home in England, the picture was taken in 2004. The same home compound in England, the photos are sold as 204. Then British East Africa, this is where the rail was crossing through the game reserves, taking them for hunting trips. No hunting was a sport to them. Then construction of Manchester Ship Canal. So the uncle, Wilbraham Egerton, was the first chairman of the board of Manchester Ship Canal Company. And after the construction, the canal was opened by Queen Victoria of the Queen's in England. And this is Prince Albert, the husband. So Queen Victoria is the one who named Victoria after her. Then this is the crowning of Mary Ellen Howard. She was from Scotland, but she was crowned at Knaresborough in UK, close to Egerton's town. Then more radios here for communication, and fluorescent tube. So that is the ballroom for parties for entertainment. So we go and see the next room. Waiting room. The waiting room. So after the visitor was received at the reception, so it's brought to this room. So this is where the visitors will wait before they are attended to. Then that door connects to the back side of the house. That is where the kitchen is at the back side. So this is the entrance for servants from the kitchen when serving visitors in this room. So he's trying to minimize pollution. That's why he had one way for the visitors and another one for the servants. So the waiting room for the visitors. These furniture, these are new, not the original furnitures. The guest rooms. This is the waiting room. So one of the visitors' room was this one, but initially, according to his plan, in case he had a baby, this was to be the room for the baby. You know, he had planned ahead, so the bedroom for the baby. But since he never had, the room was later converted to be one of the visitors' room. Then the displays on the wall is additional. It's a link between two primaries. One is have a link partnership, and they also do exchange programs. They visit each other. So Morris Egerton was the founder of Ngata Primary for his workers within the area. Then in one of the displays, they try to compare the two houses, the home in England where he came from and where we are. So a comparison between the two houses. So that's why I was saying in terms of appearance, they look alike. In terms of size, the home in England is bigger. And also for painting purposes. So this was the other guest room, and this room was later converted to be his bedroom. Initially his bedroom was upstairs, but when he grew old, he was becoming weak, so they tried to avoid the stairs. That's why he was moved to this room. So this is where he died in 1958. So these are some of the original furnitures: the dressing table, the bed. It was for a visitor, but he used it when he was moved to this room. Then a traveling trunk, so it's like a suitcase. So there were several hangers here. You hang your suits here. Then there are drawers. You pack other stuffs in there. After packing, you close it this way.
Oh wow.
Then you travel with your suits straight. No need of ironing.
Oh wow. That was clever.
So a traveling trunk.
Probably.
But by that time it was carriages,
Very
then
beautiful place here,
Yeah.
Egerton Castle.
Yeah, even at the time,
You can imagine the ladies who rejected this man, who died, a depressed person.
High density. These matches. Yeah. We usually think that they're new.
Triggered packets too.
What is stuffed inside? So is this stuffed inside?
Guys, have a look at the sink. Huge one.
Room, so every door is numbered. So this is room number 4, and anything that is Egerton must be branded with the family crest,
Wow.
the family emblem.
Lion.
Yeah.
Balcony, guys. Wow. What beautiful is this?
Visiting the power control room. So this is new. This is from KPLC. Then the old system, General Electric Company, GEC. There was a substation in Nakuru, the Nakuru town, that was supplying electricity to his farm, to here. And his line was direct, so nobody was allowed to tap from his line. During that time, yeah. No tapping from his line. So by that time, the East Africa was getting electricity from Ginger Power Station in Uganda. So it was wired into major towns in Nakuru, and in Kenya like Nakuru.
The view, backyard view.
It's the backyard view.
Back side of the house. So this is the back side of the house where you find the kitchen, and this was the stove. They were using coal and firewood as fuel. So they put coal at the sides, coal also in there, baking in the ovens, firewood, cooking on top. So that was the stove.
What? So that was the stove. And this then this was his car park. He said the house.
The house was a car park.
In Taton, he was the first person to own and register a car in 1909.
Oh my God, the first person to register his car in Taton, his city in UK. And that house was basically his car park.
There by hands.
By hands
And
washing.
washing. Then this was the
Hand
dryer,
washing.
so no hanging outside. So this boiler had a heater. So when the heater was turned on, the boiler produces heat.
Oh, okay.
Drying. No, hand washing.
Hand washing, yeah.
Dryer.
Dryer.
Workers from their quarters.
Number 41. Back door. Oh no. St. John's.
So we are on the second floor. Her washroom and her bathroom. So generally this wing was to be her quarters. Now the displays on the wall is additional random photos about different faces of Kenya. So the displays have no connection to this history, just about the face.
So it's gonna be the bathroom today.
Boiler system. So hot water runs through, they hang there the towel. The visitors, this is for the family. So unless you are a visitor with a title like him, that's when you can be invited here. So it was more private compared to the one downstairs. So the family living room. Then the displays on the wall is additional, no connection to this history.
Okay.
Just about China. So a partnership between Egerton University and China. I think they are sponsoring their students to China for studies.
Okay.
So the family for utensils that are used in this home.
Living room, very private and
And opposite is a safe for valuables.
Safe,
So all these
yeah.
antiques in the closets.
Can you imagine this?
So that was the
Yes.
safe.
Hmm.
Then this, so this was the master bedroom.
So how they have preserved the wood.
This was the photo developing studio. So remember, he was a photographer. After taking pictures while traveling around, this is where he used to process his photos. So he was trying to keep light away for the photos to come out clear. So the studio has to be dark. Just the dark room.
How dark the room is. Wow. So dark.
Yes, it has to be low.
The third floor.
balcony for relaxing.
Balcony, oh my
And he
God.
was also getting music through that opening on the wall.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, from the
Oh,
organ.
okay.
That is where the organ is, that position.
Wow.
So music comes out through the opening. Rooftop parties up here.
used to get his music from balcony,
We are high but
top
not high
roof.
from that mountain we were almost like.
At the end,
The last floor up. We're heading to the last floor up. The last floor up the castle.
Nikimwona. So those were the previous houses. Yeah.
Oh, those ones
Yeah, the
down
first
there.
house and the second house.
It's very beautiful.
That is the crater, Menengai crater.
Which one?
Nakuru.
Oh, Menengai crater. Oh, okay. Where is that? Oh, yeah, Menengai crater. That's the one.
Here to Joro, towards Mau.
Wow.
Then it's towards Salga, past Salga. This way. Then that is to Rongai. Then back to Nakuru. So all round that was part of his land. That was his land. So Lake Nakuru is behind that range. It's close to that range, Lake Nakuru. And half of it was on Egerton's land, the other one on the
Failed marriage here. Imagine. All these being built for one person. Then he got rejected. He became depressed and died. By the way, do we have such ladies remaining on the universe? I just wonder if we do have. Let me ask you, the lady who rejected this was he a king or this guy? Yeah, the lady, did she get married?
yeah, she got married
To a different person?
Australia.
Australian?
Yeah, to a different baron. A baron in Australia.
A baron in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, Australia! Oh my God, that connects with
Though
us.
much about the lady is not known, because Maurice Egerton destroys everything connected to the lady to forget the memories.
To forget, yeah. But basically, the lady got married to one of the barons in Australia.
Australia.
Oh, that's interesting.
Remember, the lady is
I'll look out.
yeah, she has a title.
Guys, did you hear? That's even very interesting that the lady later got married to one of the barons in Australia. I'll actually have a look, browse about and see who is this lucky man that married this lady, the Australian man that married this lady. Oh,
Lightning arrestor.
okay. Wow.
And the baronship.
British and baronship.
It was before independence.
Oh, okay, before independence. The basement floors. This was the wine cellar. The only room you can access from inside the castle. Wine cellar from that ancient days, 1938.
Back to the main entrance.
And that's it for today. Hope you have enjoyed that. Really enjoyed, and especially knowing that this is connected to Australia. What do you learn from this story, guys? Just comment down below, tell me what you learned.
No, I'm out.
Yeah. That's the second house. The first one is which one? Oh, the first house. First house, and then the second house. She said no. Said no for the first one, no for the second one, and then the guy had to build the castle. Such a big one. It's fascinating, and the story that comes with this. Guys, remember it's about February 14th. February 14th is coming, you know. So, February 14th is coming. So it doesn't matter. Even this guy stayed alone. Although he was depressed. It's not a happy ending. Like, you don't have to be, you know, accepted. But the way to move forward is what determines how you're gonna end. It's the garage. House, the one we saw from up at the roof there, and we saw this from the top. So basically he used to park 3-4 cars. Guys, I'm in the Egerton Castle. My goodness, the stories that has come with this castle today. Guys, you know what? February, Valentine's Day is coming. You don't have to be loved. You can be a Lord Egerton yourself. But the problem is how you take the news. If somebody tells you, I don't want you, how will you take it? Yeah? You built a castle, can you see? That was the first one. That little one was the first one. The lady tells you, no, I don't want you. I want, you know, that is not my class. You know, even now, even ladies still say that you're not my class. You're not of my class, man. You're not of my class. So it didn't just start now. This was 1930 something. And ladies, oh my God, ladies are, I don't know. I don't know what I can say. That's the second one. The guy, you know, styled up and muscled up a bit. He manned up. He built that one. And the lady still said, no, that is not of my caliber. You know, and now this guy, have a look. He built a castle for the lady. You know what the lady still said? She said, no. This lady actually, she's probably even didn't want any material thing, but it's like they didn't click. They didn't click each other, you know. She didn't have a love for this guy, and she said, you know, no, I don't want you. I'm not gonna marry you. And she eloped with one of the Australian barons. I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna find out who is this Australian. What a coincidence, we are coming here and somebody is telling us one of the Australian men actually is the one who won the heart of this princess. Have a look. Have a look. My goodness. We've actually toured that castle. It has even the underground cellars and so many rooms that it's only the cellar that you're able to access it from inside the castle. The other rooms you can only access from outside. You know, they were used for his storages. So many rooms he's got. He had workers, so many workers. You can see how beautiful this place is, surely, my goodness. Wow. I'm just like mad about this girl. Why did she have to say no? What do you think? Just write, give me a comment down below. Tell me what you would have said if it were you. This lady said no. That's okay for her. She said no. What would you have said? I think myself, this house is too big. I would have told him, why don't you get 20 ladies and they become your mistress? I think I would have told him, get other 19. and I become the 20th one, because this house, it's in itself, I think it's depressing. My God, it's too big. You can even become lonely here when you're by yourself. My God, like beauty doesn't matter. Have a look at how it is. It's such a humongous castle. Oh my God. Anyway, guys, the happiness we get in Kenya, stress-free. Get to visit such places like this one. Next time you come, just visit. Very affordable. This place now has become a tourist attraction now. People come here to visit. For tourism, you come here with your family, you enjoy. There's so many good hotels in the environment, so many good hotels. You can just go, playgrounds even around here. Yeah, it's a good place to relax. Really.